Good afternoon, everybody, and a big welcome to Google Digital Garage this afternoon. I hope you're having a good week so far. So, welcome along to Digital Marketing Strategy. We're going to be taking quite a walk through some of the key topics and key competencies around digital marketing and really helping you to move along. Hopefully, there's a few people here today that are starting to build digital marketing plans, and we'd love to have your input all the way through. So, my name is Glenn, and I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, Google Digital Garage. I'm an experienced digital skills trainer, and I've got a background in management and consultancy and helping businesses just to identify opportunities to grow, to keep up with the current trends, and just make sure that they're able to keep themselves within that competitive edge. Now, I'm joined today by another Google Digital Garage coach, the wonderful Tessa. You will see Tessa, or Tessa C, as you'll see her in the chat, the YouTube chat there. You can see a little blue spanner just by the side of her name. So Tessa is going to be with you for the duration of the session today. So please do say hello, as I can see a number of you actually are doing already. Fantastic. And ask any questions. Tessa will answer most of those questions for you. We will have a couple of pauses for questions throughout the session where maybe I might better answer a couple of questions too. This is quite a busy session, so have a pen and paper or your favorite note-taking device to hand. Lots and lots of really good information for you to work on and perhaps to revisit later on. It's a good time for me to mention that the webinar will be available for the next 24 hours on the link that you joined with. So if you do need to revisit the webinar, look for any of the sections that we cover, then please feel free to do so, again, on the link that you came in with today. So just before we do get started, let's just make sure everything's running okay. So if you are having any trouble viewing the webinar or hearing me, please do just refresh your browser, and hopefully that should fix any issues you're experiencing. It's that age-old thing of if it's not working, close it down and start it up again. Especially true with tech, it seems. So yeah, give yourself the best opportunity to get the most out of the session by doing that if you're having any difficulties. Now, we will, as I've mentioned, be answering your questions throughout today. So please get involved in the chat all the way through. Tessa's there. She's very, very knowledgeable. She will answer your questions. She will answer your comments. And it's really good to understand from a community basis what's going on with everybody, where we're at, what we're doing. And you'll start to see some kind of community growing there, some commonalities in terms of levels of experience, that sort of thing. And it's good to know that we're not alone and we're all doing very similar things. Now, this Google Digital Garage webinar is part of a much broader offering of courses that are available on the Google Digital Garage site, which is at g.co/digital garage. It's probably where you booked this one today. So go back to that site at any point and sign up for, we have, I'm sure it's over 20 webinars that are up for grabs now. You can choose the time that suits you the best, and you'll get an email through exactly as you've done today, enabling you to join or to revisit the webinar within that 24 hours. So have a look at that. Now, we do also have on the site some really good no-cost training courses too. The one that's going to complement this module the best is going to be the fundamentals of digital marketing. You can sign up. There's no cost associated with it at all. And once you've completed it, it's a 40-hour video learning course. Once you've completed and you've passed the assessment, you can then download a certification which is endorsed by the Open University. So that does look really, really good on your CV or on your LinkedIn profile, for example. So I can see a few hellos. Hello to CEH. Thanks for joining us today from Dublin. We've got Graham there from Glasgow. Afternoon to you too. And we've got Reed from Sheffield. So fantastic. And again, just keep your comments coming in, and I'll try and catch as many of those as I can as we work through. Okay, let's get started and let's look at what we're going to be covering today. So we've split the session into 3 parts, as we often do with Google Digital Garage webinars and live training. We're going to be looking in the first section at understanding digital marketing, what it's all about, the key things to look out for, and the benefits that being online can afford us. Secondly, then we're going to be looking at learning about the digital marketing channels, the key channels that are available for us to use and to get as much traction as we can from our audience with. Then thirdly, we're going to be building a digital marketing plan. And this is a good section. The third section for those notes, we outline a very simply templated approach to building a digital marketing plan that can help you. Again, if you're confronted with that blank sheet of paper, where do I start, what do I do, it's going to help you all the way through to help keep you focused on the business goals that you are trying to fulfill. Now, before we do actually get going, there is another service, which is the mentoring service, the free one-to-one mentoring. It's available if you work for a small business or charity in the UK. Myself and Tessa are part of this service. It's at g.co/UK mentoring. It's really, really good because the outputs sometimes are absolutely fantastic. So if you want an hour on a topic of your digital topic of your choice, then sign up. You'll get a digital expert assigned to you, and you can talk through some of the considerations, some of the challenges that you're experiencing that are especially prevalent to you. Rather than it being a general session, it's there for you. So again, that's g.co/UK mentoring. Hook up and enjoy that time helping to pull some of your strategies together. For example, we can help with so many different things. All right, so let's have a look now and get introduced to digital marketing. So what's it all about? We need to take advantage of digital marketing as much as we can. It's so prevalent now. Let's have a look at what it's about and the landscape. Now, this is a question for you, and this is something which, again, you can base your own experience on. So again, please pop this in the chat for us. What opportunities might you get from being online? What benefits is it affording you at this stage by being online? What things have you noticed it's really helped you to do? So please do drop that into the chat for us. Again, I'll try and keep an eye out for those, and Tessa can copy a couple of those across as you do put your comments in. So let us know what the benefits are you feel from being online. What does it do for you? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Now, one of the things that we want to really I think it's important to emphasize that we are living in a mobile world, and the mobile is now your device of choice. And what does that say about our online habits? Really, it means that we are very much using our internet connectivity on the go, that you have to factor that in, people's attention spans, the times that they have available to be online, and what they're doing when they are online at the time. So we're living in a mobile world, and 80% of the people in the UK are buying online. And again, this figure is very, very likely to go up. I'm sure that, again, based on some of the impacts of lockdown, that figure is probably going up as a consequence. 2.5 billion smartphones are in use today. That's a lot of people with a lot of devices. So we're all walking down the road or in our breaks or on our breaks at work, or doing whatever it is that we're doing during the day, and we're using our mobile as our quick reference device. So again, bear that in mind when you are marketing to your customers, when you start to build up the personas for them, in terms of what that means for you and the messages that you need to get across to them to be appealing. Now, across the world, 60% of searches are done on mobile devices. So again, backing up everything we're saying, we're searching, we're mobile, we're on the go. And mobile devices are now, much more popular, I think, overall than your tablets, your desktops, your laptops, that sort of thing, because they are in our pockets, they have our life on them pretty much, and we can ask a question of that search engine very, very quickly. Now, we can reach more people globally, as you can see on screen there. We might not wish to, because we might be a local business, but we do have the opportunity to expand our customer base and potentially be seen by customers from all over the world. People are using their search engines for products and services. You can be found by more and more people by being online, because people are doing that search. Now, you can see from the screen, there is an example of a fantastic no-cost tool, which is called Google Trends. And I'm sure that Tessa will put a link in for Google Trends. And that can help you to compare the number of searches for your products and services here in the UK versus other countries. Google Trends is a brilliant tool because you can have a look to see what people are searching in, typing in relation to searches, and you can take it back many, many years to see how certain phrases, certain words have come more and more into fashion and have become more and more popular and are being used more by more and more people. That's going to help you with a bit of keyword research, but also help you to understand how people use the keyboard, how people think in terms of searching for products and services like yours. So give it a go. Give Google Trends, I mean, it's there for every territory pretty much in the world that has an active internet connection. So it's really, really helpful if you are thinking about expanding perhaps into other territories, or if you're just working in your own territory, UK, wherever it might be, then you have a really great opportunity to understand search terms and how people are thinking. It's all about getting into the mindset of your customers. Now, I can see a comment come in from Kajal Balmer. Thank you so much for joining us. You've answered our question on opportunities. So from being online, you can find lots of customers. You can selling products and services straight from the website and delivering targeted ads to customers and many, many more things. Absolutely. Exactly. That is a broad range of things that you can do. And thank you so much, Kajal, for putting that into the chat for us. Now, one of the things that we can also do with our overall online presence. So if we've got a website, for example, or if we've got a social media presence, is we can use these types of tools that you can see on screen to help us learn more about our customers, because clearly our customers are extremely, extremely important to us. And the more we can understand about them, the more we can work really, really hard to target our campaigns. Kajal used that word targeting very appropriately there, to target the right customers who are online at the right time, who are looking for services and products just like ours. On the left, you can see an example from Google Analytics and some of the demographic data that's available there to help you to target your campaigns. So we can understand our customers more. That what more could we ask for in terms of actually making sure that we're hitting the right people at the right time with the right messages, if we can understand them before we're doing so, before we're building those campaigns. On the right hand side, you'll see a demonstration from Facebook, which again is showing some of the demographic information that's available on their insights function. And all big social media platforms, everyone really is now understanding the absolute need for insights to help us understand and target our customer base more appropriately. So you can get a lot of intelligence back by visiting these dashboards that you can see there. Now, for example, the one that you can see on Google Analytics, I can understand there that for the particular website I've got up, that I've got this link to, my most popular demographic is the 25 to 34 age range, and predominantly they are going to be male. So now we know a little bit more about who we're talking to and why, and we can again target those campaigns appropriately. Now, we can also communicate and support better by being online, because most of the online platforms, we have the ability to chat. If we're on social media, as you can see from the examples on the screen, we can be responsive and we can respond to customers, positive comments, perhaps some challenges. Scott Allen, you can see on the bottom left, is having a challenge with getting his pizza, and he's gone straight through to Domino's Pizza and said, "Where's my pizza?" And you get an immediate response. Now, that's really, really handy, because it gives us as a business a great chance to show how great we are at customer service. And again, to really be responsive and active for our customers in good times and in the more difficult times as well. You can see the body transformation personal training there. They're making good use of reviews. So we can also show that people are enjoying us and our products and services. They've got 11 reviews with an average star rating of 5. So they've got 100% perfect review basis at this point, which is fantastic. Again, helping people who are looking perhaps in a hurry to try and find themselves some personal training. This is someone credible. This is someone where a lot of people are taking the time to say they've had a good experience. Maybe that's something I can consider. It's all about making yourself stand out. So think about how being online can help you to stand out as a business as well. Okay, so we've just come to the first pause for questions. I can see that Tessa's been doing a fantastic job in the chat. There aren't any questions that have come through at the moment. So again, based on the fact that we've got a lot to get through and lots of really great information to cover, I'm going to carry on with the session. Just highlight, if you are enjoying the session, if you do enjoy the session, go to gwo.gle/digital garage feedback at the end, and let us have your thoughts and feelings, because it helps us as part of our customer service offering to you to improve our services all of the time and make sure you are able to engage with us and get the most out of these types of sessions. All right, so let's move into the second part of the session now, which is looking at some of the key marketing channels, the key digital marketing channels for business. Let's have a look at what might be most appropriate for us. If you see on this screen any channels that you are using now, then pop it into chat. Let us know what you're using already. We've got search engine optimization, currently known or better known as SEO. We've got search engine marketing, SEM, social media marketing, SMM, display marketing, email marketing, and content marketing. And so these are 6 key ways for you to communicate with your audience effectively. And we are going to be working through some examples of those now, so that again, you can consider what might work best for you, and based on your knowledge of your audience, what might work best for your audience. Bring those 2 things together and start to create some great campaigns and start to really optimize your online presence overall. So let's have a look initially at search marketing. So this is using the power of search, that thing that we probably take for granted, that we use perhaps every day. I know I use it every day, and something that we can really use to our benefit. I'm sure that we've all seen a screen like this at some stage, and we've broken it down. You can see in the boxes there, we've got a yellow box, a blue box, and a green box, and what goes into this, which is the search engine results page, or the SERP. So it does generally contain 3 things mainly. Now, what's the first one? Let's have a look. That's our search query. So again, that's something that we do. So our search query in this example is best compact camera for travel. You think about the amount of search queries that go into Google and every other search engine on a daily basis. It's, millions, billions. I'm absolutely certain of that. Now, you can see that we got the search query there. So that's what someone's looking for. That's what they've entered. That means we start to get these results come up. And so what do the other sections mean? Well, the section that is highlighted in the blue box are your paid ads. So that's your search engine marketing, your SEM, where you have gone through, tailored some ads, and you've paid for the privilege, essentially, of being on the first page of Google. So your results are elevated to the top of the page. And of course, if you think about your general online behavior when you are searching, yep, there you go, Kajal, blue is SEM, absolutely right. When you're doing your online exploits and you're putting all of your efforts together, sometimes paying for ads can be a really good way to help to broaden the reach that you have, especially when you do it at particularly busy times, or the lead up to particularly busy times for the services and the products that you provide. Now, you can always tell an ad because there's a little green box with the word ad in it to let people know that you have essentially paid for the privilege of being in that position. When you're looking at how many pages that you might search through in order to fulfill the challenge that you have, because every search query that you enter essentially is your challenge. I need some help with this. I need to understand more about this, or find some information, or buy something related to this. How many pages are we actually using? I probably will reference page 1, 2, sometimes 3. So again, pop that into chat for us. Let us know how many pages that come up in search results you actually go through, bearing in mind that sometimes there are millions of pages available for you to search through. Now, in the green section there, let's just reveal what that is. That's your organic search listings. That means that you have a website, you have bought a domain, and it's now live, it's been indexed, and it's on the web. So that's, again, essentially your organic search listings. And the way that you start to build up and hopefully work your way towards, that first page of Google, that first page of Bing, whatever search engine you use, is that you're going to be optimizing your website, which is called SEO, which again, you saw as one of the terms that we were using. And again, Samar, green one is search engine optimization. Absolutely. So again, it shows we've got a good level of knowledge coming through on the webinar. And again, perhaps some of you are actually actively already working on optimizing your web presence, optimizing your website to make sure that you're getting higher and higher in the rankings. So how do we get started with search engine optimization? So again, this is a good slide just to take some notes from. Essentially, using a tool like Search Console, Google Search Console, it's a no-cost tool that's going to help you understand how you're ranking and how you're doing on Google search. And also, quite crucially, I think, if there are any particular issues or difficulties or errors on your website that is making it hard for you to be indexed properly. Now, the great thing about Google Search Console, once you link your site to it, and it is also part of Google Analytics too, is that if there are any issues with your website, you'll get an email telling you that, or you can look at the dashboard and it'll say, we have identified these difficulties in indexing your site, which gives you a great way to quickly find and correct those difficulties to make sure that, again, you're making the most of your time and your website being live. Now, you can submit sitemaps, which essentially help Google to understand your website and the layout of your website. It will go in and have a look around, but if you're telling it how you think it should be and something's missing, again, that can help it to alert you. I'm having some difficulties finding a particular page, or something's not working properly. Then we want to help Google, and as it says there, your users, your audience, to understand your content. So we want to create unique, accurate page titles. We want to have those effective snippets, just outlining and giving people that enticing, compelling piece of information to help them to click through and choose you. So we want to make sure that we're using every power that we have to stop our audience in their tracks, however that is that they found us, and think, yes, this is a business I'd like to know a little bit more about. So search engine optimization is a huge topic. You can find a great, we've got a webinar through Google Digital Garage called Get Your Business Visible on Google that will give you a few more insights, but you will also find some great material on video sites like YouTube. And again, if you type in search engine optimization or SEO or 10 best tips for SEO, you're going to find a lot of information to help point you in the right direction. There's no magic formula. It all comes down to you, the products and service that you're offering, and of course, the audience that are interested in your products and service. And it's doing that type of research that will help make your SEO much more effective over time. Now, the tips for success that we have for SEO are going to be to run your keyword research. So you need to discover what words or phrases people are using when they're searching for products and services like yours. You then need to publish useful, it's an important word, useful, high quality content, relevant content, everything that your audience, that your customer is looking for. It needs to be relevant to them, and it needs to answer their question or their challenge. So essentially, you're positioning yourself as the solution to your audience's challenge as much as you possibly can. And that will then help optimize the clicks that you get, and hopefully the sales or the conversions that you are able to give your customers and that you're able to track, again, on tools like Google Analytics. Now, you want to make your web pages nice and search friendly. Again, look up things like title description, meta description. These are both things that are used by the search engine to generate the search results. All of these things all factor in to help make you be the business or the result that comes up on that search engine results page. Okay, now local business has again come back into the forefront, and the lockdown really helped us to remember, I think, the absolute importance of local business and our local businesses on the high street, because we weren't allowed to travel very far. And I think that local businesses, again, really were able to shine. Now, if you are a local business and you've got a limited kind of area or region that you're working within, because you're a footfall business, people are walking in your actual front door, or even if you just work locally but just online, think about using things like local directories. Now, there's a thing called Google Business Profile, which I would thoroughly recommend for you to sign up for. Helps to give you an excellent presence online, and if you do get found within your locality for the products and service, then you do tend to come up on the right hand side of a search engine results page, right near the paid ads. So the positioning is really, really good, and it's a really good way for you to showcase your qualities as a business and appeal to more and more of those local people. So again, think about using tools like Bing, TripAdvisor, and Yell. Yell is the online equivalent of that massive yellow book that a lot of us can remember getting left outside our front doors. That was probably about this thick. It was absolutely huge, with all the local businesses in it. So Yell.com essentially does the same function, but online, and thus uses much less paper, shall we say. Okay, so local business is really, really important. And again, use all of the tools that you have available to you to get yourself recognized on a local basis. So you can show people that you're active. That's an example of a Google Business Profile on the phone that you can see there. Again, remembering mobiles are mostly how you're going to be found. So make sure that your business information is nice and up to date. That is really, really important, by the way. I've looked up opening times on a couple of businesses on Google Business Profiles before, and the business hasn't updated their opening times. It says that they're open when I need them. I've gone along, they've been closed. I don't go back because, again, to my mind, it doesn't take a lot to keep this information kind of updated and relevant. So there's no need for you to waste my time. So again, it's important from your customer's mindset. That's an example of my mindset. Other customers may well be similar or have their own nuances or takes on that type of thing. Make sure that you're keeping your customers happy by providing them with good, accurate information. You can add photos of your business and team. Again, we love a photo. We love to know what's going on behind the scenes. It's not just about the products and service. You can perhaps add a virtual tour, which is great for accessibility and letting people just know what there is to expect. Could be a way to really draw people into your business by, again, showing them a visual representation of what it is they're going to receive once they turn up. And always respond to reviews, good and bad. Now, if I see a website and it's got loads and loads of good reviews, and they've said, brilliant, glad you had a great time. But then when it gets to a negative review or a less positive review, they haven't responded at all. Again, that's something that might put me off using them to transact with, because if something does go wrong, and we all know things go wrong every now and again, it's more how things are dealt with. So on that basis, I want to know that if something does go wrong, that it's going to be dealt with swiftly and that you're going to be responsive. So not responding to negative reviews can also, produce an effect where a customer may not actually use you because you haven't done. So again, bear that type of thing in mind. It's all part of the good customer service ethic and can help you gain credibility and trust amongst your customers. So let's have a look at the differences now between search engine optimization and search engine marketing, your SEO and your SEM. Now, SEO, your listings are free and you optimize your keywords. So you do all of those optimization techniques that you're going to go around research. Now, you can take time to rank on the first page of Google. That could be a slight understatement unless you've done everything perfectly first time. It's going to take you a while to build your way up to the first page and understand all of the techniques and the things that you need to do to help you to achieve that. Now, with SEM, you pay for your search listings. You bid on keywords. It's an auction system based on the popularity and usage of that keyword, and you can get onto the first page straight away. So you can see that if there is something seasonal, there's a few seasonal things coming up quite soon. If that's the time of year you get most busy, maybe the time to start promoting is now via some of those paid ads to really get yourself in the minds of the customers who are looking and preparing to buy. Okay, so it's getting started with search engine marketing. We're going to have a quick run through of the general process. It is a nice, easy process in terms of it being very sequential, very form populated, so that you move through everything sequentially and you can't really go wrong. You just have to understand the concepts and make sure, again, that you're putting everything in to represent you and your business in the most possible way. So you're going to log into Google Ads, select the search campaign type. There are different campaigns, and again, campaign, that's a nice dynamic name. Select your campaign goal, what it is you're trying to achieve. Pick the right keywords, so align your keywords with your business goals. You can also refine with negative keywords. Negative keywords are important too, because I suppose the quick example here would be if you sold glasses, the ones that you put over your eyes to help you see better, or if you sold glasses, the things that you drink from, then you can also then associate different words that might be part of a longer sentence that includes glasses, and you can refine and take away some of those results so that the people that want optical glasses aren't getting all of your results through, and thus clicking and perhaps costing you money on the auction system because they're actually after drinking glasses. So again, put it into your search engine, negative keywords, and look how that can positively affect your campaign by starting to work with some of those. Then write a compelling ad, focus on the user benefits, always what's in it for me. It's important. We as customers, what's in it for me? What do I get from this? Copy that appeals across devices, remembering it's got to look good on your mobile, your desktop, or your tablet. Focus on your headlines and your imagery, and sometimes you will make good use of ad extensions. Those are things that make you stand out on the results page more by giving more information about the things that you do actually supply. So they can be really, really useful. So, tips for success for search engine marketing: optimize that keyword list, get a lot of keywords, look at, again, doing some keyword research, look at using perhaps the keyword planner tool in Google Ads. Boost your ads with extensions so they stand out more, and then connect your analytics account so you can see how well your ads are actually doing in real time. And you can start to track the return on investment that you're actually getting. So I think that's fantastic. Now let's move on to display marketing. Have we seen any display ads? I'm sure most of us would have seen, and you can see a few examples on the screen there. You can create ads which you have image ads, you have video ads. They're visual ads, essentially, things that again catch our eye. There are a lot of display ads around, so again, you do need to make sure that you can actually stand out and that you can make a good impression, because there's a thing called banner blindness now, which means that because we're so bombarded with this type of advertising, sometimes we just miss them out altogether. So it's making sure that you've got a good combination of placement on the web page, on the site that you're going to have your display ad on, and then working strongly to produce the best image with the most compelling words too. So we want to log into Google Ads for these, and we'll choose the display campaign type this time. So we used search last time. This time it's going to be display. We can use the keyword targeting. This is the thing when you pay for your ads more than doing your SEO. So with SEM and with display advertising, you get your demographic targeting. Remember, we use the word targeting, really, really important. It's placement targeting, topic targeting, interest targeting. You're really able to delve in and get closer, I think, to the people who are likely to be interested in your products and services by being more specific. And that's what paid ads brings you, the ability to really, really focus in on your ideal user. Then, as we've said already, we're going to create a good ad with the right language that's going to have clean and simple imagery and a compelling call to action. A call to action is telling your audience what to do next. So that is going to be buy now, download here, call us, email us, whatever it is that's an important action that you would like your users to undertake. That's the key there. There's something that you want them to do. Give them a call to action so they can actually do it, because sometimes you don't want to be searching around. Is it that clear? If you're unsure, then sometimes that makes people leave the page. If you tell what people should be doing next and how to get to the position that you want them to be in, they may well convert and they may well buy. Okay, so the tips for success for display advertising: understand your customers. That's really, really key, and that will become more and more of a theme as we work throughout this module today. We want to enhance your remarketing. That's where your advertising sometimes follows you around. You might have perhaps put something in a basket, gone to buy, got distracted, changed your mind, and then you're on another web page a bit further down the line, and then suddenly that product that you almost bought is there saying, "Oh, you nearly bought me. Here's another opportunity," just in case you missed out. That's called remarketing. And then you test and optimize. So make sure that this is a process which it's unlikely you're going to get right absolutely first time. It's something you need to work on and get better at. And again, use things like Google Analytics to find what's working well. So you do more of what's working well and less of what isn't working as well. Okay, let's move into now social media marketing. So we've looked at display and we've looked at search. So again, it would be quite interesting to understand if anybody here today is using social media marketing. Social media is a massively popular way for us to be online and to interact and to communicate. So it's a great way for businesses to do exactly the same thing, to communicate with their audience and understand what people are doing online. And some people do spend a lot of time on social media. So again, let us know if you're one of those. Social media is great for top and bottom funnel marketing activity. So that means when people are looking to find something, or perhaps when they've bought and you want to retain them as future customers, social media can fit in really, really well. Those stages of the funnel, the marketing funnel, the buying funnel, to help keep people interested in coming back to find you as well. So social media marketing can be a very effective way to work. So social media marketing, we can generate more sales, we can add value to our brand, and we can improve our marketing. So we might be able to raise those customer service levels we were talking about earlier on and have those conversations. Social, so let's be social. Can show a new side to your business by getting your staff involved, by posting behind the scenes. Some businesses do pets at work day, all that sort of stuff. People love that. People love to see what goes on behind the scenes now. It's not, it's so much about people these days. We want to generate more sales as well, so you can reach more audiences through social media. You can really target, again, your demographics by using the paid versions of social media marketing. So there are lots and lots of potential benefits using this type of channel will bring you. Now, organic social media is when you've got an account and you essentially post, but then you're really posting, as it says there, to your followers and their friends. So your network from that perspective is going to be quite limited. And again, if you look this up online, you'll see that organic reach for social media it's pretty much non-existent now. It's negligible now. That's because the social media platforms have realized their value. So for you to get the best value out of the social media platforms now for you, your business and your customers, then you need to consider perhaps paying again at the right time for a campaign. And then you can target by postcodes, by regions, by cities, by age ranges, by interests. Think all of the information essentially that you put into social media is the information that marketers can take out. So on that basis, then we can understand so much about our customers because every click counts on that basis. So for paid social media, we're paying for views, actions, or clicks, and you can potentially reach anyone. You can set your campaigns to be really localized, or they can be worldwide. They can be in a country, they can be across a couple of continents, they can be worldwide. It's anything that you want. So depending on the audience base that you have, you can be very defined in what you're looking for. So in order to get started well, and again, this is a great slide to take some notes from, we need to identify that audience. That audience is absolutely critical. The demographics, so their age ranges, the locations that they're in, again, to perhaps send campaigns directly to a location, the professions, their interests, their behavior, what they do online, what they like doing. You can also, when you're visiting perhaps some of your customers' profiles, they leave a lot of information about them online. It's really, if you've got a public profile, there's so much information you can pick up about people. Choose the right channels. And again, it's not about choosing them all. It's a question we get a lot. Choose the channels where your audience are. So that could be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, could be TikTok. There are so many. I mean, there's over 160, 170 social media platforms out there, but of course, we're going to be focusing on the most popular ones, but choose carefully and make good content for the ones that you choose. There's no point having 9 social media channels if you can only really populate a couple of them and the rest are blank. Because again, think about the credibility. If I'm checking you out or investigating you as an audience and as a potential customer, and your profiles are just, you haven't been posting for a while, I'm going to wonder if you're in business or if you perhaps are who you say you are. So focus on the best channels for you and your audience, and then post content regularly, photos, videos, blogs, infographics, and like today, like live broadcasts. People love live broadcasts too. Again, choose the things that you feel are going to appeal most to your type of audience. Would an 18 to 25-year-old like a different medium, perhaps to a 45 to 55-year-old? Start to do those comparisons. Again, what people like based on who they are and their interests. Now, the tips of success are: set yourself a goal. That's really important. Set yourself a goal for all of these things. What is it I want to achieve? Why do you want to set a goal? Because then it gives you something that you can measure. How well am I doing? Again, you're not expected to do all of this perfectly first time. That's going to be a difficult call. But you can get better and better as you see what works better with your audience over time. So understand your audience. That's going to be the key, the underlying element that's going to help you to succeed in the long run. Understand as much about your audience as you possibly can, and then be consistent and update regularly. Again, it's not a case of, is it 5 times a day or 5 times a week? It's really, again, what's suitable and what's relevant for your customers, what they're going to appreciate, and what you feel reflects the best of you and your business. It's a big topic. Okay, so that's social media marketing. We're going to move into email marketing and have a quick look through. Email marketing is very effective. You can use different platforms like MailChimp to get yourself going. A lot of the MailChimp, for example, is free to a point, as a lot of the tools we show are. It's called freemium. So you can go to a particular distance, before you might then need to consider paying for the tool if you're finding it to be really, really effective for you. Email marketing is an opt-in process, so that makes your customers VIPs. As it says there, treat your users like VIPs because they've actually asked for another email to be hitting their inbox, which I think is an important thing to note. So again, provide them with relevant information, build campaigns over email and see which ones are working well. So you might see your subscriber list go up because you've done a really effective campaign, and maybe sometimes you might see your subscriber lists go down, perhaps because you haven't provided something relevant. So you compare those campaigns and then you work more again on focusing on the things that are working for your users and helping your subscriptions grow. But remember, it helps you to show some personality, make sure that everything is useful and relevant. And again, think about the amount of times per week or per month that you want to provide that service, again, based on what's going to keep people interested. Or are they going to think, oh no, not another email from, and perhaps delete it without opening it? Because, again, in analytics, Google Analytics, for example, you can track the open rate of your email campaigns and see what's against the amount of people you've sent them out to, the amount of people that are actually opening them. All, again, great information to help you craft better or improved campaigns for the future. So your tips for success for email marketing are segment the group and list. So again, maybe that's your 25 to 35s, your 35 to 45s, your males, your females, your splits, anything that you have that you feel I need to talk to them in a slightly different way that I need to talk to them. Again, making the information bespoke and relevant. So keep it simple and test it with 2 or 3 devices. Make sure that they, again, look good across the multiple devices that people use. So test that on yourself and perhaps on your family and friends. Then measure the open and click rate to optimize campaigns. It's a never-ending process. It's very difficult to get things absolutely right first time, so don't give yourself a hard time. Just improve, do the research and the work to help you understand what's going on with the content that you're producing, and that will reap you dividends in the long run. All right, we're going to move now into content marketing as well. Now, content marketing is about using those videos, those blogs, those case studies, or those guides to entice, compel, and to essentially to interest or to entertain or to educate your customers. People, they're searching for information. You're providing that information in one of these or many variations of the forms that you can see on screen. Now, this is where you again have to do a lot of work on identifying your audience so that you're providing the right information for them. You build persona profiles so we understand what potential audience, our ideal customer, is into, what they enjoy doing, what their interests are, what their needs are, what they enjoy. And you create different profiles for each of those customer segments so that you can make sure you're tailoring the content that you're building specifically for them. Now, also have a look at your journey map. Identify the steps that the users take from awareness to purchase. So this is all about giving them a good experience when they do find you on your social media or through your email marketing campaigns or on your website. Make sure that everything is as optimized and as quick and as obvious as it can be. Exactly the things that you'd probably expect when you're online from your browsing habits. Think about the things that make you switch off and go to a different website, and make sure that they're not evident in your website, for example. Again, maybe too many steps to check out, providing information people are wondering or wonder why they need that information for. Making sure that everything's as accessible as possible. Limit the ways that people might leave your site by giving them a great experience. So that is facilitating the customer journey, helping them to understand you, giving them great pictures, great videos, demos, to-dos, how to get the most out of a particular product are really great content for people to understand and maximize the enjoyment of the product or service that they've engaged with you for. And again, includes that call to action to get people to do the very next thing that you want them to do. Position them well on the page. So tips for success: we want to use content to facilitate the sales process. We're taking our users on a journey, on we're telling them a story. However it is, we're going to be using our content to get them from A to Z. Then we're going to be using storytelling, because everyone loves a story. Everyone loves to know about the business, how you established a business, what got you into that particular industry in the first place, your passion. Why did you do that? What made you choose that and dedicate your life to it? Some great tips for content right there. Distribute the content to maximize reach. So again, use all of the channels that you have available to you, your social media, your email marketing, your social media marketing, whatever it might be. And then measure your performance and optimize. So see what's worked well, do more of that, and start to understand what isn't resonating as well with your customers and do less of that. Again, it's one of those things that will take you a bit of time to get right. Use your social media channels, for example, if you have them, to ask questions and to understand directly from your audience what they'd like more of, and perhaps what they'd like what they would like less of. Bit of a tongue twister there. And that will help you again to craft better campaigns for the future. So we're now coming into the second pause for questions. I think, again, I can just see that Tessa's been very, very busy in the chat there. Thank you, everyone, for getting involved. Fantastic. So with nothing fresh on the questions, I'm going to move into the final session, and let's spend a bit of time actually building a digital marketing plan. Now, I mentioned before about a good templated approach. So here we have 6 steps to building our digital marketing plan. This is a really nice way to do it. This is a really nice way to get all of that information out of our head and onto a bit of paper or onto a document, where we can then make sure we're doing each part systematically rather than it all being a jumble. So firstly, we're going to identify our business goals and our objectives. What is it that we want to do? Then we're going to be looking at budget and resources, what we have available to us, what we reasonably can do. Then we're going to be looking at fitting our audience into this in step 3. Then number 4, we're going to be deciding what channels we're going to be using. So could that be SEO, SMM, so social media or email marketing, content marketing? What channels are we going to use? Then we're going to plan the activity that we want to undertake and that we're going to measure later, because then we measure using the SMART process. And again, we'll come to that. We'll give you a demonstration of what that is. So that's specific, measurable, assignable, realistic, and time related. Really good way to set goals to make sure that, again, you can track each element of the thing that you're trying to achieve. So let's run through an example for Max the hairdresser. So when we're looking at our business goals and our objectives, what is it that we want to do? Why are we taking the time to do this in the first place? Well, Max would like to get more customers through the door, new and existing, and make more people in the area know that the business exists. Okay, good. So those are good goals. Those are good things that you would want to achieve. And I'm sure that those types of goals are shared by many, many businesses. More customers through the door, absolutely. And just, again, help extend my reach and people's awareness that I'm there in the first place. So here are some more examples of online objectives. This could be really, really useful for you. Do we want to increase traffic to the website? Do we want to increase our online sales? That's going to be a widely used goal or online objective, I'm sure. We might want to increase our social media page likes or follows. We might want to increase our online reach and awareness. So we're getting under the noses of more and more people over time. So again, what would be quite useful, if you've got any other online objectives that you're currently working to within your goals, pop them into chat for us. Let us see those. Again, perhaps part of the community, perhaps part of the audience that you're a part of now could benefit from that information too. So let's break this down. Business goals should align with online objectives. So it's really a case of language. If we want to make more people aware that we exist, then we want to increase our online reach and awareness. If we want to sell more products, then we want to increase website sales. So again, it's just that transference over from the physical onto the online objective. If we want to get found by more people, then maybe we want to increase our social media page likes or follows from your customers. If we want to get more returning customers, we might want to increase traffic to our website. So work your business goals over and translate them into online objectives. Really, really useful way to, again, start to position your mind to work from the online perspective. Now, we mentioned about budget and resource. This was part 2 of our 6-part plan. So Max does not have a website yet. It's a bit too much of an investment right now. So what is possible? What can we do? There are going to be things that we can do about that, but at least we know it's perhaps one of our challenges or one of our limitations. Don't have a website yet, bit too much of an investment. Is there a way around that? We're going to find that out shortly. Then we're looking at our audience. So Max has done some research and has come up again in building a persona. So the most valuable customers that Max has are females above 30. So through existing customers, perhaps through some research, that's what they understand. They normally have children and work part-time. So they've looked a little bit into their background. They've looked a little bit into their day-to-day habits and kind of what their day-to-day flow would be. So they have children and they work part-time. And they've also identified that a lot of them use Facebook. So now you can see this is coming together. We're starting to identify a channel. We know they're on Facebook. We know they've got children work part-time. So we also know the times of day that they will be available potentially, or maybe won't be available, to look at some of the ads or some of the posts that they're creating. But also we know that we're talking essentially to females above 30 years old. That's the language, that's the tone that we want to appeal to in terms of our customer base. So great intelligence there. So which marketing channels, which ones are right for you? We need to identify what we want to use. If you remember, we had all of those options that we've been discussing this afternoon. So again, looking at some of the things that we wanted to achieve, we can translate those over to some of these channels. So if we want to increase our online reach and our awareness, then let's think about using the display channel, the social media channel, or the content marketing channel. If we wanted to increase sales, then SEM, SEO, and email marketing would appear to be quite effective for those channels. To increase traffic to the website, SEM, SEO, and email marketing again. So you can see that, again, some of the goals and the objectives that we have are interchangeable and you can use the channel for more than one purpose, clearly. And then if we want to increase our customer loyalty, social media, again, that backwards and forwards, so discussions that we can have quite quickly, that email marketing, giving that useful information over, VIP emails appearing in the inbox, and content marketing by optimizing our presence online, by giving our customers exactly what we want, exactly when we feel the customer needs it, again, via the research that we've done. So some great marketing channels that have been aligned with the online objectives that you're trying to achieve. So back to Max's plan. So Max now has grown in terms of the understanding. So my online objectives are to reach more people in my local area. So we know they want to be local. We know they don't want to be nationwide, and get more returning customers. I don't have a website yet. How can I use digital to help me? Okay, so now we can start to answer those questions by looking at what is available to us. So I mentioned before about, it says there, Google My Business, but that's now Google Business Profile. And we can create a free website. Google Business Profile does have an option whereby all of the information that you put into Google Business Profile, if you click on the website page and help it to create a website for you, it will create a nice, simple kind of one-page website that, again, will give you a web presence. Now, it's not going to have all of the functionality that you'll see if you use a lot of the big website builders, but it is going to give you an online presence, and customers love to see a website. So again, it's going to give you another way that you can be found by your customers, and that's all for no cost. They can set up a Facebook page to carry on this as well. So collect reviews and post pictures of customer hairstyles. So giving them a chance to showcase what they do and how well they do it. Then they can use Facebook advertising to target people in the local area. Again, remembering that paid social media advertising helps you to really, really target a specific locality. Very, very useful for a local type business. So again, think about whether that actually does work for you too. And then once we've done that, once we put all of that together, we need to know if we've succeeded or not by setting some SMART objectives. So if we have a broad objective where we just want to increase those online sales, then we need to extend that out a little bit. So we increase our online sales by how much? So by 20%, and for how long? Within 3 months. So within 3 months, we will be measuring how well we've done, how close we've got to that 20% increase via the campaigns that we've launched in those 3 months. And then we can see if they've been working or not. We can then see whether 20% is a realistic figure. Does it need to be higher because we've absolutely blasted that target, or does it need to be lower because we've only had really a 10% increase? What can we do? We can then work out how to best look at our campaigns for the next 3 months, for the next 3 months after that too. Now, to increase our brand awareness, we would then extend that out into a SMART objective by saying that we want to increase our brand awareness on Facebook. So we've got our channel, by growing our audience with new people, so not people that we've already served, by 40%. And again, the measurement of that after 3 months, for example, if we again set that to 3 months, we can look after 3 months. Have we had a 40% increase in new people buying, commenting, liking, sharing, whatever we set our parameters to be, and how successful have we been, and what do we need to change? So we create a digital marketing plan. There's the overall objective that we were talking about, and that's beautifully translated into this. We've got a very clear business goal. We've got a very clear use of channels, so local SEO, that Google Business Profile and Facebook. We've got our online objective that we want to increase our reach and our returning customers. We know that our audience are going to be females 39 to 45. They're in the local area and they're past customers. The activity that we can do is build a website and boost visibility on Google, use Facebook as an accompanying channel, and target people in the local area as a result of that. And then our SMART objective, Facebook, increase Facebook page likes from new people by 50% within the next month, increase bookings from past customers by 20% in the next quarter. So I hope you can see the value of having such a compact plan, because again, on a day-to-day basis, you can look at that and think, oh, I wonder how I'm doing. You can review that as many times as you'd like. How are we getting on? But always set those stakes in the ground, so we know that within the next month we need to be reviewing our page likes, and in the next quarter, so that's the next 3 months, we need to be looking at how our bookings from past customers are doing as well. So that essentially is how we use our digital marketing plan and how we put it together. So business goals, budget and resources, audience, decide the channels, plan your activity, and then measure. That's a great recipe for success. Keep it systematic, keep it somewhere outside just of your mind, and use whatever tools you have available to you within your budget and resources to track those. So we are coming up to the final pause for questions. I can see once more that Tessa has done a fantastic job. She's answered all of your questions, and I can see a great deal of activity having gone on in the chat there. So I'd like to extend a big thank you to Tessa, as I'm sure you would do too. Now, remembering again, please, the feedback for us. So goo.gle/digital garage feedback. Fantastic to know what you think, how this has helped you, anything that you've learned, anything that you would like to be implementing, perhaps when you leave this online session. Your next steps, I think, are to look into some of the terms that we've outlined for you today, to do some more research, to understand SEO a bit more, to understand social media marketing, to really delve into what's going to be the best plan for you and for your business within the budget and resources that you have, and look at all of the no-cost resources that are available to you to help you make those decisions. So remember Google Search Console, Google Analytics, for example, to really help you to understand your customers, which is a key part of your digital marketing experience. Then also, if there's anything that you've seen today that you'd like to talk over, g.co/UK mentoring for our mentoring service. So there might be one particular part of this you saw today and thought, I'd like to really investigate that for my business. Book a session with us, g.co/UK mentoring, talk it over on a one-to-one basis for an hour, and really see how that helps you to move ahead. Okay, now all that does is leaves me to say thank you very much. I hope you've really enjoyed the session. If you're on social media, then perhaps leave us a post and hashtag it Digital Garage. We'll see those later on, again, perhaps moving in with all of the other great tips that we know we get from the Google Digital Garage sessions. Please book up for some more sessions. There's a great online schedule at g.co/digital garage. And again, thank you very much to Tessa. Fantastic as ever. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you to everybody who's commented. Thank you to everybody who's saying thank you on screen. It's always nice to know that these sessions are appreciated and that we've helped you to move along or, sparked your imagination in some way. So hopefully we'll see you all again soon on another Google Digital Garage webinar, and have a great day and a great evening. I'll see you all soon. Thank you and goodbye.